built around 1960 from a bequest from a local family called the Bryce Foundation, and it's really been at the centre of the community since that time. It actually serves a number of villages. It was originally intended for 5 villages around. One of those villages now has its own village hall, but the other 4 still come and use the community house here. One of the considerations was the ability to get up to a reasonable room temperature within a reasonable period of time. And internal wall insulation was the solution for that problem. And then as far as the SWIP product itself was concerned, I did a fair bit of research on this, and it was the fact that it was a structured product. That, you know, bearing in mind it's a public building, we want something that will stand up to more wear and tear than you might have in a domestic facility. And it was that particular aspect of the product that attracted me.
We're looking to complete all of the works in 4 weeks. That's including the oak flooring, the underfloor insulation, the IWI, and all of the window works, the window board works, and skirting works. We do aim for customer satisfaction at the end of the job. So really, as long as the customer's happy and they're nice and warm and saving some money, we stay happy.
At CT Eco Plus, we were the principal contractor for this project. We partnered with our trusted installer, who is Faith Eco Solutions, as well as SWIP for their materials. We believe that constructive collaboration was fundamental for this project. It just made everything flow a lot easier. We worked with SWIP to do a fabric first approach on this project to make sure that the property was fully airtight and insulated before going in and having a look at other measures. We have completed the internal wall insulation in 2 of the rooms in this property, as well as doing the underfloor insulation. As well as doing the fabric, we've also upgraded the ventilation as well to ensure that the property can breathe, as that is so fundamental when it comes down to insulating homes to make sure moisture and everything doesn't get trapped inside.
Clive contacted me back in July of last year. He'd already done all the hard work. He'd found the SWIP product solution for Belchamp, but the initial contractor that he'd approached had decided that, well, between them they decided that it wasn't the right fit and they wasn't going to continue. So Clive asked me if I could help him find a delivery partner to get this project delivered effectively. So that's what we did. The first person that came to mind was Rachel, mainly because of her absolutely down-to-earth attitude and approach to everything. I thought she'd be a great fit for Clive. So I put the 2 of them in touch. And
so they reached out to us to see if this is something that we can do. We obviously agreed, said we'll come out, do a few surveys, make sure it's something that's, you know, suitable for the property in the first place. So we went, did the surveys, did a full quotation, went through the specification, and then started the project earlier this year. A project of this scale, for an install point of view, only took 4 weeks. So something as big as this taking 4 weeks is, you know, a huge achievement for all of us. So our partnership with Faith Eco Solutions dates back many years. They are one of our trusted installers, part of our network. We tend to sort of bring them in on more complex installs, similar to sort of this one, where there's a lot of sort of detail within it, the structure of the property, as well as the history. So we really wanted to have a trusted and professional installer to come out and deliver the work sort of to a very high standard, and we knew that Faith Eco Solutions would do that.
At SWIP, we're really proud to help out where we can with community projects. The thing that we do really well is bring the right people together to make sure that that happens. We have a huge knowledge base when it comes to the technicalities of insulation and the various different solutions that are required. And frankly, if we don't have the right one off the shelf, we will make sure that we work with you to find the right one.
The initial thermal mappings revealed a very leaky property. It showed that there was no insulation at present, so any heat that was being produced inside the property was just essentially leaking out. So what we did, obviously with the internal wall insulation and the underfloor insulation, we really wrapped this property up to allow the heat to be retained within the rooms. As you can probably see, I'm sat in one of the rooms now, and it is a drastic change from what it used to be. When we first came here, it was really, really cold, and now we can really feel the benefits of the heat being retained and the heaters on and, you know, working more efficiently. So the initial assessment and survey revealed that the building needed more insulation. In short, obviously the roof was done back in 2022. At that point, we had the loft insulation done. When we came, we noticed that there was no internal wall insulation and no underfloor insulation. So when doing our survey, we made sure that the property could handle those insulation measures, so done a full assessment and it could. So they were the two fabric measures we decided to go ahead with. Our experience with SWIP has been faultless. They're a really easy material supplier to work with. Any questions we had, they were pretty much instant answers. We had one bay window that was quite tricky to work around, and we really wanted to keep it as sort of a feature of the room, and they helped us do that. Along with sort of the moment that we started the project, they really helped us with the specification and what materials to use. So yeah, I can't fault them at all.
We certainly would recommend SWIP and CT Eco Plus if we were considering projects like this in the future, for sure. Yeah, I think just the way everybody worked together and very straightforward talking to each other and honesty and openness, and I think that was the secret to the whole project, really.